Hi Hassan, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So today we're going to be talking about what is happening in the A2P SMS market. As you know, the A2P market has shifted drastically in the past few years. Can you please tell me what is driving this change?
Definitely, past 2 years were really hard and aggressive on A2P business globally. Revenues dropped and volumes actually decreased up to 70 or 80% in some countries. The reasons are very well known. I could summarize them actually into two. Mainly, operators during the past decade continued to demand revenue increase year after year, which is not logical. Usually, the only way to increase revenues from this business is either operators to increase their subscriber base or new OTTs and international platforms which requires onboarding customers are being introduced to the market or spread among the people, which was not the case. This led to increasing the average rate of SMS, where OTTs didn't accept. They eventually cannot afford paying that, especially that new channels were introduced to the market or that have cheaper rates, more affordable prices, and the most advantage that the SMS used to have, which is the reach, like WhatsApp for Business, like RCS, flash calls, and even calls themselves became cheaper than verifying users through SMS. And the main, which is actually very important as well, reason is artificial inflated traffic. Carriers who overcommit, who overpay, who overpromise revenues to operators, found themselves, in order to match their targets or the promised targets, they found themselves kind of obliged to generate artificial traffic in order to compensate the difference in the revenues they used or they should be collecting. And the results were catastrophic on the market.
What about operators? Should they see this decline as the end of A2P revenues?
Definitely not. This will not be the end of the A2P. However, operators should consider this as a wake-up call, and they should eventually, once for all, accept reality. Like they cannot, and they should manage expectations. They cannot, hit their targets or the overall target of the year by increasing their revenues from A2P. They should manage their expectations, and they should, once again for all, change their mindset and stop being only or strictly revenue-driven in their approach towards this service.
What corrective strategy does Monty Mobile recommend in this case?
Well, honestly, it's not a rocket science solution that we have. It's a straightforward one. Like I mentioned, they should manage their expectations in terms of revenues, and they should focus on increasing volumes rather than strictly increasing or targeting to increase their revenues at this stage. Also, they should align with OTTs or with the rates OTTs are expecting. This is very important. And the most important one that we, again, keep on advising operators is to select partners, tier one partners who are directly connected with OTTs. All this new strategy cannot be done. It cannot happen if operators partner with tier 2 or tier 3 carriers who are not directly connected with OTTs, because OTTs do not trust anymore all the players. They have few selected tier 1 carriers that are really trusted and advising in correcting the market and Monty Mobile definitely is one of them, leading the market correction in order to regain the trust to SMS and sustain this business for a longer period of time.
Can you give me a real impact of this corrective strategy? Has Monty Mobile applied this strategy successfully in the market, and were you able to see the results?
We have applied it in multiple markets globally, and the results were amazing. So we in many cases, or for many OTTs, we managed to convince operators and giving discounts to OTTs up to maybe in some cases 60% in terms of rates. This resulted in a growth of 700% volumes, which ended up increasing their revenues by maybe 50 or 70% from specific OTTs.
So it shows that it works.
It works, and it will always work, and operators who accept such strategy and accept to give discounted rates, those will be the only ones who will continue to enjoy revenues from this service. Just to highlight on one point, OTTs are not saying that they don't want to pay. They want to pay fair prices and always reach a mutual and win-win situation with operators.
How is AIT affecting the SMS ecosystem?
The reality is that AIT destroys the trust in SMS business. And OTTs, when they discover or detect artificial traffic going to a specific operator, they don't negotiate. They immediately stop their services to that specific operator. What does this mean? Subscribers who are using or on the network of this specific operator will lose access to services being offered by this specific brand or enterprise or OTT, while other operators within the same countries, their subscriber base will continue to enjoy and remain, the services will remain active while using the other competitors. This will have and cause immediate churn and indirect losses to operators suffering from AIT on their network.
So operators have to see the long-term effect of AIT and how it is affecting the whole ecosystem.
Exactly. One important point, any extra revenues operators think they are making from international A2P business, it will eventually, or they will eventually lose it because of their subscribers, being churned and moving into other operators. This is what exactly I meant by indirect losses. So it's indirect but immediate losses of revenues, or they thought they are making from international A2P messaging. Do you know what's the $1 billion bet?
What?
Look, Monty Mobile is ready to pay $1 billion to operators in case the traffic meets the unrealistic and inflated revenues that they are requesting or being promised by some other players in the market.
Hassan, what is the single most important message you want to send to operators today?
A2P is not disappearing, it's just resetting. And Monty Mobile believes that the future belongs to operators who commit to fair pricing and transparency and in building trusted partnerships with aggregators or tier one aggregators. We go beyond the A2P and enjoy working hand in hand with operators across multiple services, whether locally or abroad, that falls within connectivity, communication, and even enabling mobile operators to have full control, visibility, and also management of their whole network through a single centralized platform that runs over AI. By the way, this will be further demonstrated at MWC this year in Barcelona.
Looking forward to see what Monty Mobile has to showcase at MWC. Before we let you go, can you tell us what makes Monty Mobile different?
We are actually proud of how our advanced technology and similar strong partnerships that enables operator to launch and go to market so fast and even monetize more effectively. When operators and technology enablers such as Monty Mobile build their solution transparently and together with a long-term mindset in place, everyone wins. This is how real growth is built.
Thank you, Hassan, for this insightful talk, and we're really looking forward to what Monty Mobile has to offer in the future.
Thank you, and I truly appreciate your time.
Most welcome.